Hey guys, welcome back to another DreamWorks review. This is Dasho Rose here. I am back with another DreamWorks review. This time we're going to be looking at Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. Yep, so our Madagascar friends are now, I guess, gonna be going to Europe, and they're gonna be wanted fugitives. Sorry, I cannot speak. You know what I mean, like, they're outrunning the law, you know, so yeah, but before I get into the review, remember to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. I'm trying to get this channel to 1K subs. I appreciate the people who subscribe to my channel and all that. Also, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I do want to tell you guys, though, I want to say, before I do start the review, I'm sorry I didn't get this uploaded last week. I didn't even get to do the review last week. I watched the movie, I just never got to the review. I was going to do it on Friday, but I was I'm supposed to go, because my mom comes to pick me up, and I don't know when she's going to pick me up. So I didn't know if I was going to have time to make the review. So I was I'll just wait till Monday, because I'm going to have to upload it on Monday anyway. It turns out I could have probably did it last week because it took her forever to get here. She didn't get here till almost 8 o'clock, and I was gonna do it, before that. It's all right though. It's no big deal and all that. But I also have not been sleeping very well. My bed's it's kind of small and all that. I feel like I could have gone with not a twin mattress. It's not like super, like, the bed itself is, it's not too short for me. It's just, I like to spread out when I lay down, so I toss and turn. It's kind of, a thing I do, but I will also say one more thing before I do start the review as well. I do want to state, my avatar stuff here. I got my little avatar, as you see. I will say, though, I do want to apologize if I, look a little funny, but that's because, I have, because, for some reason, the photos, although I took them and, it didn't show the lines, apparently, when I, edit the photos and all that, it shows the lines. I even tried this on Instagram, and it still did the same thing. So so I'm gonna have lines, like a zebra, like Marty the zebra, for Madagascar, no pun intended, on my avatars for a little while. I'm gonna try to work on figuring out how to get rid of them, and all that. I just haven't really got around to doing that. And I had somebody offered to do an avatar for me, and I thought about that, but they wanted me to I don't really know the person very well, and they wanted me to pay $40 to $50 for it, and I'm I don't have that kind of money. I really don't. I'm broke. I'm already spending money on buying movies to watch, because I'm trying to do reviews and all that, and I almost didn't get to Wish Dragon because I didn't have Netflix over here. I was lucky to even get to that, so yeah, I got Wish Dragon, but I wasn't able to, get to the other stuff. So, yeah, I wasn't able to get to Wish Dragon. Well, I did get to Wish Dragon, but I barely made it, and I'd have to watch it later because I don't have Netflix at this house. That's why I'm trying to get the stuff on DVD, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I tried ordering it online. The DVDs do exist, but you know what I mean. I don't have the money to be spending on avatars when I'm buying movies, because I'm honestly, like, if I ever get my own place, I'm cutting streaming. I'm not gonna probably have any streaming services. Well, I may have, like, maybe one or so, like, I don't know. I may just get Netflix, I don't know, like, because that's pretty much where a lot of stuff's going again anyway, but I don't know, but I really kind of just want to stay away from streaming pretty much. I'm pretty much going just to deep back to physical media at this point. I mean, I have been for a while. I still watch streaming even to this day, but I always kind of prefer physical media, you know. That's kind of why I had this DVD for years and all that too, you know. So, yeah, I don't know. But I feel like I've kind of gone on, you know, long enough, a lot longer than I should have. It's, you know, 5 minutes into the video, almost 6. So let's go ahead and just get into the review. Let's talk about Madagascar 3. So, have you guys ever been to Europe? Have you guys ever been to Europe before? I've never been to Europe. I've actually never been outside the country. I haven't even really, I've been to some states, but I haven't really been, you know, anywhere, like I haven't really, like, been to a bunch of states. I'm always curious what Europe is like, you know. I actually wouldn't mind visiting like countries like China or Japan or Paris, Paris, France. I wouldn't mind visiting that. Yeah, that would be nice. But don't mind me though. How's Madagascar 3? How is Madagascar 3 versus the first two? The first two were really good movies, but how is Madagascar 3? How is this? How is this movie? Is it good? Bad? Meh? Well, I have to say, this movie is amazing. Yes, this movie is really, really good. Like, they really went out with a bang for their final film. Yes, they did. They did indeed go out with a bang. This film is getting 120 points for sure. Yes. Honestly, I'm not really surprised. I honestly was expecting... Well, I've seen this film before, but honestly, I don't think anybody else was surprised at this. It seems like DreamWorks so far, at least, has made a lot of pretty good sequels. And Madagascar is no exception. Madagascar has had really good movies. I don't know if this one is better than the second one or not. This one is pretty good, though. It's got a lot of great moments in it. Like, I really like the opening to the movie. Like, the very, very start of the movie, it's actually pretty dark. Like, Alex is dreaming about getting old on Africa and all that. And then he wakes up and all that, and somehow Melvin, Gloria, and Marty have built a surprise birthday for him, and all that, it's funny because the first movie, it was Marty's birthday, and now it's Alex's birthday, so that's pretty interesting, But basically, yeah, that's kind of what it was. They basically replicated New York and all that, and they end up missing New York, so they go to find it. They go back, they try to find their way back to New York. But I have to say, though, I'm surprised that any of these animals are able to build this stuff, and all that, because that's all made of sand. It's all sand and all that. They have, I guess Gloria has fingers, so maybe Marty and Melvin maybe have patted the sand, but I'm like, But the fact they were able to do all of that, they were even able to make the statues and all that, that's impressive. That really is impressive. That's really impressive for, animals with really no fingers or thumbs, But I do kind of like that. But yeah, basically, they kind of do that and all that. We also have, I also like, too, how they kind of like they somehow just randomly swim, they swim to Europe and all that. I've seen a lot of people, question this, and I've questioned it myself. Like how come they can't swim to, they can swim all the way there, why can't they swim to freaking New York? But I guess to be fair, though, technically Africa is technically, it does boards Asia and all that. It does touch Asia. Like, if you can't tell, Africa is, Africa right now is actually breaking up. It's breaking up into another, splitting again, so it's creating another continent, but it still pretty much borders, it borders, but it borders, Asia and all that, but Europe is still on the other side and all that, so the fact that they swam all the way over there is kind of crazy, and all that, but yeah, I don't know, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but, or maybe they should have started out in Asia and then ended up in Europe. I don't know, I feel like that would have made more sense, but I don't know, but either way, I like the opening and all that. I do like it. It's pretty funny. And seeing, Melvin, sticking his long neck out slowly out of the water is pretty funny too. And all that. There's a lot of great moments in this movie and all that. And I said the opening's definitely probably the best and all that. Well, the best part of the movie is probably the opening. I mean, the rest of the movie is good, but the opening is probably my favorite part of the movie. It's probably my favorite. And I also like seeing the penguins, playing pillow fighting and all that, and then then we have we have them pillow fighting and all that, and then we have the monkey, one of the monkeys. I think his name's Phil. I don't know the other name, but Phil is dressing like he's basically covering himself in makeup and all that, and basically they disguise themselves as a woman, which is pretty funny, and all that. And I gotta say, it's kind of strange, but basically they're kind of like that throughout the rest of the movie, which is interesting. But it's really interesting how Phil is basically just he's continually dressed like that throughout the entire movie, which I find interesting. I figured he would only have that outfit. Well, I guess to be fair, technically they weren't clowns, I think, at one point, but pretty much the entire movie he's dressed like that, so I find that really weird, But he does interact with humans a lot, too, so I guess that makes sense, but I do really like that. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know, but yeah, the opening definitely is pretty strong. One thing I wanted to point out, I'm not going to probably point out everything about the movie, because there's a lot about the movie, and I kind of rather people actually see it, but one thing I want to point out that's really interesting is, when Julien was turning off and on the lights, too, while they were trying to get out, trying to escape from the humans. They basically, I like how, Marty and Alex are, riding on the humans, in this one scene. It's basically, you gotta, pause it to see it. I mean, you could probably see it without pausing it, but it's kind of it's because the lights are flashing off and on, It's a typical thing they do in the cartoons, and all, they have it happen. It's pretty funny, I like it, but yes, it basically, they're riding on the humans, and they're actually smiling, they're actually having fun, and all that. It's pretty funny. Also, Melvin apparently is picking up Gloria as Marty is picking up Alex, which, again, I don't. Well, I guess they can wrap their arms around. I don't know. It's really just, like, I shouldn't question anything, but like the fact that Melvin is picking up Gloria, that's pretty interesting and all that. Like the way he's like. I was trying to see if they had a little detail where he had a smirk on his face about doing it, but no, they don't. That would have been kind of an interesting adult joke if they had that, but they don't. But yeah, they're basically picking, that, and I mean, they had that, and I just think it's really funny and all that, how they throw in those details. I will say, apparently I didn't know this, but apparently, Gloria is voiced by, what's his name, Will Smith's, wife, apparently, well, ex-wife, because I don't think they're married anymore. But, yeah, that's pretty interesting, because, the voice actor, Marty, got into it with, Will Smith. Will Smith, smacked him. I don't really like bringing it up. I honestly thought the joke kind of got very old fast, but a couple years ago on the Oscars, if people don't know about it, which I'm sure everyone pretty much knows about it because it was all over the internet, you could not escape it, even YouTube Shorts, just randomly popped up, which I don't watch a lot of YouTube Shorts anymore. I kind of did it first, but they kind of don't care about it much anymore, but I did see that, and it was just I'm really, that's just thrown in out of nowhere. Like, this person's like, did you know? And then, it threw that in there, which is stupid, but, it literally comes out of nowhere, too. It's just what's the point of it? It's supposed to be funny, I guess, but it's just annoying. But Will Smith, what happened was the other guy made a joke about his wife and all that, and I mean, yeah, that's not okay, but him smacking and all that wasn't great either and all that. But yeah, but that's just kind of the thing, though. It's it would hit really different if Marty was the one who was in love with Gloria, or if the voice actor of Marty voiced Melvin. That probably would hit a lot different. But I don't know, how that would, because I know they were talking about making a fourth movie. As you see down there was definitely supposed to be a fourth movie, which, honestly, I don't really know how they can make a fourth movie about this. I feel like they wrapped it up pretty good here, because I am going to talk about how they kind of, the rest of the movie, in a second, but I do want to say, yeah, they wrapped up the movie, I think, pretty good in this movie. I don't know how they can make a fourth one, I mean, they made a Toy Story 4 and all that, too, and although that movie was awful, I think it was a bad movie, I still felt like they added some stuff to it to make the franchise go on and have a reason for it to go by adding Bo Peep. So, I don't know, they could have maybe done something here, but maybe, not ruin the characters, because that's what happened with Toy Story 4, they ruined the characters, but, I did a whole review on that, if you guys want to check that out. I did a whole entire review on it, so, including all the other Pixar movies, so, yeah, but yeah, I don't know how they could have, because I think they did wrap it up pretty nice. I think I heard, that they were gonna return to Africa, I think, so, I don't know. Because I didn't want to point this out to you. This is something that probably does hurt me a little bit about the movie. Because I was thinking about not giving this 120 points. But I was like, I don't know how. I think they did a pretty good job without fitting this in the movie. But I still think it hurt the movie a bit. Alex's parents are not mentioned or even shown in the movie at all. They're not even in the opening. In the opening to the movie, it's the same as the last movie. It just shows them waving goodbye to the penguins. Which, by the way, if you guys don't know, there's actually a a special where they take place in Africa. It's like a Valentine's special. It's a pretty good special. I might talk about it down the road, but they've done one on that, and they've also done one on like Christmas and all that too, and all that. So, but that would be kind of a nice one to talk about. But yeah, that's kind of what happened, like they didn't really appear in the third movie and all that, or they actually didn't even appear in the special either. Like, they only appeared in the second movie. And as I stated in the second movie, the voice actor of Alex's dad, which I think I mentioned it, I hope I did, because I don't remember if I did or not. Well, I'm mentioning it here. He passed away and all that right before they made the film. Well, so apparently that was his last project. Apparently, I thought maybe it was one of his last projects, because sometimes when a character dies, they'll still have voice lines, for the recording and all that before they die. But apparently, this was actually the last time we got to hear the voice actor of the dad, who voiced who is the voice of the dad for Alex. So that's basically kind of just, I definitely wish they would have put him in this movie. I get the whole, I get the voice actor thing, I get they want to put the characters to rest and all that. But I kind of wish they would have thrown him at least at the beginning of the movie. Because I don't think they would have been able to work them into this movie anyway, because that would have been kind of hard to do. But I feel like they could have done, something. I feel like at least something, instead of just they could have at least did something instead of just canceling, or not canceling. Instead of getting rid of the characters and all that altogether. Because I hate when cartoons and movies do that. Like I said, I get it. Like, when someone passes away, you want to earn their respect. But I'm killing the characters off and all, and writing them out of the show. I'm at this point, let's be honest here. If any of the voice actors of any of the characters passed away, they would totally recast them. Like The Simpsons. It's a voice actors, there's a voice actor, I don't think he voices any of the main characters, but he voices a bunch of the side characters. If he died, they wouldn't kill them off, they would just replace them. And it's also more than one character too, but I feel instead of just killing off the character, just replacing them and keeping their spirit alive would be kind of nice too, But I don't know. I just find it kind of annoying because I don't think he was super old when he died either. So it's just imagine that, a character is gonna. The voice actor of a character passes away very young, and you kill off their character, and they could have probably done so much more with them, I don't know. I just think it's annoying. I really do think it's annoying, but that's just my opinion. But I will say, I will get to the rest of the movie too. The other thing I want to talk about that can be kind of annoying is Julien in this movie. Now, in the other movies, Julien was actually pretty funny and all that. I like the first movie and all that, his plan to get Alex the Lion back and all that. And he was a smarter character then, but then they dumbed him down, which they don't make him totally brainless, which I'm fine with. But I like in the second movie how he creates this whole mafia thing, or not mafia, a cult or something or sacrificing the person, sacrificing someone to bring back water, which I find really funny. I do find that really funny, That's something I find really funny, but But I will say on that. But I will say in the third movie, which is the one I'm talking about right now, he still has his moments. I will say that. But after the beginning of the movie, I felt they kind of just, it felt like they just ran out of ideas what to do with him. So what do? They give him a fucking love interest. And I mean, I wouldn't be as upset about it. I mean, look at Gloria and Melvin. That came kind of out of nowhere too in the second movie because it wasn't brought up in the first movie. But I felt like it worked. It worked because I feel like they actually, they both communicate well, and I feel like they can make great characters. But what they do with Julien, I feel like it's just I don't really care for it. Like, Julien will basically, he falls in love with this bear, which, by the way, the bear doesn't speak, which honestly kind of ruins, I feel like, the whole love thing, because I'm like, I wish he freaking could speak. I mean, to be fair, I guess technically Shrek, Dragon doesn't speak either, but I don't know, I feel like Dragon also has emotions to it all out, like, you can see her emotions. I just don't feel like this bear has, any emotions, I don't really, I feel like it just feels like a normal bear, which I don't understand why it can't talk, but all the other animals can. I just don't get that, I'm just like, I mean, to be fair, we've had that stuff throughout history. I mean, look at, Mickey Mouse, you got all the animals, and then you got Pluto, who can't talk, but, Goofy can. Although I heard some people saying that Goofy is not a dog and all that. Well, I think he's a dog, even though the voice actor also came out and said he's not. I would still say Goofy's a dog, I think he's a dog, I just thought they've been kind of going back and forth with that for years. Didn't mean to go to that yet. Sorry about that. Got my question here in a little bit, but yeah, I will say though, yeah, it's kind of a thing that I don't really I don't really care for in this movie. I feel like they could have just not even bothered, it doesn't really add anything to the movie. It's not really funny. I mean, I will say there is one funny scene where where she has the unicycle and and him and her fall off the stairs, and then he gets crushed by her and all that. That's pretty funny, But otherwise, I don't feel like they add anything to the movie. I really just don't care about the bear. I wish they wouldn't even had her in the movie, or if they did, they would freaking make her speak. I feel like that would make more sense because all the other animals can speak. But I don't really get it. I just don't get why. It feels just out of nowhere. I just don't get it. Maybe they couldn't find enough voice actors to voice the bear. I don't know. I just think it's just weird and out of nowhere, I just don't think it makes sense. The rest of the circus animals, though, which is where they go to, is actually really good, though. I do really like that. I like how we get, the circus animals, and which, by the way, the whole reason why they go to the circus is because they basically Alex the lion has to run away with them because apparently there's a crazy lady, a crazy French lady trying to kill him and all that for his head. And I mean, this woman will literally go all over the place. She'll freaking go all over the place. I'm like, freaking just go to fucking Africa. I mean, they literally swam over there, just go to freaking Africa, cut a head off of a freaking lion and call it a day. God, this woman is just fucking crazy. She's just freaking crazy, she's literally goes all, I mean, it's funny. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not, it's totally funny. I just think it's crazy, to go all the way and travel across I mean, to be fair, technically, those animals were from the zoo, but I'm like, come on, you're freaking wasting your time and going all the way there. I mean, she literally will freaking travel everywhere just to go to it. Actually, she even went to America too. She went to New York because the characters ended up back over there. Yeah, because we do have that whole liar reveal thing too. They have I think in this movie it works. I think it works because it actually does it does have the characters go back to the zoo to realize, because they had to go back to see it for themselves, that they really didn't need to go back there. They could have actually just, they could have been with their friends and all that, and they kind of did use their new friends just to get home. To be fair, though, technically they would only allow circus animals. So I mean, I can understand that, but I can understand, the whole thing. But the fact is, they kind of used them and all that, and Alex, and his friends did not know anything about circus stuff, so they basically, made him do all this dangerous stuff and all that without knowing, that it could be dangerous, or how to save him. I can kind of understand why they were mad, but yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I do like how the French woman too, I guess, that she just goes all the way over. Her name is Dubois. I forgot her first name, but her last name's Dubois. And I only know that because I had a teacher named Dubois. And actually, we watched this movie in school in the past, too. I remember, she wasn't French, though. That was just her last name because she married somebody who had the last name, which also wasn't French. But I'm going to say probably back in the day, probably their ancestors, our husband's side was, French. So, yeah, I mean, she was an alright teacher. I didn't really care for her a lot, but I think she was an alright teacher. Definitely not the worst teacher I've had, but I've had some bad teachers in the past, but she still did some of her job right. I mean, I feel like she could have handled some stuff better, like at school and all that, because, I mean, I've also done some reviews on that stuff if you guys want to check that out, but, yeah, but yeah, those are on my non-store, or I think it's non-shopping reviews. That's what it's, non-shopping, not non-store, non-shopping reviews. So yeah, but I mean those are just my childhood stuff. So I think that's just for people to learn about my childhood growing up. But yeah, I had a teacher named that, but that's how I can remember this character's name. But yeah, I don't remember what grade I did this stuff in, or I watched this movie in, but it was kind of nice though. But I will say, yeah, I do think she's a pretty good villain and all that. I also like how she can apparently sing. She can sing and heal people and all that, which is impressive. We need more people like her. She should just give up trying to kill a freaking lion and just take a new hobby and be a freaking nurse or a doctor. She can heal people by singing. She could probably make a fortune that way. But of course, she has to get greedy and wants to kill a lion just to put it on a wall for collection stuff. I mean, I'm a person who collects stuff too, but I literally wouldn't go out of my way to go freaking chase something down like that. It's just crazy. But I mean, I wouldn't mount anything on my wall. I don't like doing that stuff to animals. But I mean, I don't mind eating them, but I wouldn't want to mount them on my wall. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm trying to think what else there really is to talk about, though. Oh yeah, I want to point this out. Apparently at the end credits, so the Paramount logo still appears here. I think I heard that if I'm not mistaken, I think the last film to have Paramount teaming up with DreamWorks is the next film, which is The Rise of the Guardians. that's the last one to like team up with them. Well, animated films. I don't know if they've made other films or not, but Paramount and DreamWorks have teamed up for a long time. Like they did a lot of movies. They did so I'm surprised that they didn't just like buy them out. I'm guessing they had a contract with them maybe, and then it was up. I'm not really sure. Because I mean, to be fair, DreamWorks started out as a studio, kind of like Pixar in a way. It just kind of teamed up with a studio and all that, and was eventually bought out by a big studio, which is Universal, but that's not still for a few more years, with this review. But, I mean, it would have been nice to have them have their own company, but, yeah, things didn't really work out, so they kind of just sold it off, which probably was for the best, get a little money out of it, but at the same time, it's one less studio we have, because DreamWorks is supposed to be the anti-Disney, is what it was supposed to be, because the person in charge of DreamWorks created DreamWorks just to get away from all that. But I mean, I still think I don't know how their films are now, but that's why I'm reviewing them, because I want to see kind of how they are, like the newer ones and all. I've seen a few, but not a lot, so yeah, but yeah, I will say though, like I said, though, I think I think they do have some pretty good sequels, and this is definitely one of their sequels I really do like. Now I've heard there's some bad sequels too, but let's be fair here. Like, there's always got to be some bad sequels, out there, I mean, when you constantly do it, though, that's the problem, But yeah, I don't know, but I'm trying to see, but yeah, they have. I was gonna say the Paramount logo though too. I was talking about that. Apparently, yeah, we get the 100th anniversary logo, so you get to see the 100th anniversary logo. Unfortunately, you can only see the screenshot of it. You don't get to see the full animation of the logo, but that's still pretty cool. You get to see the 100th anniversary logo on an actual good movie. I know people want that because especially with Disney and Warner Brothers, I mean, their 100th anniversary logo. Like, I don't know how Universal and Paramount did with their movies, but I do know, Disney and Warner Brothers have had horrible years with their 100th anniversary logos. Because they created those. I mean, they barely had any movies that had I mean, they had a couple. Like, I've watched a couple that were not too bad, but most of them are really bad, so you can't even enjoy a movie with the 100th anniversary logo font, so, I mean, they still use they'll probably still continue using the intros for a while, because, I mean, Paramount still uses theirs. Actually, I think they started using their new logo, I believe, before they even had their 100th anniversary one, I think. I could be wrong, but I think they started using it in 2011. But also they had the DreamWorks one still used the old one. So the 2000s, DreamWorks, I mean Paramount logo. So I don't know. But yeah, the fact that it is in this movie is pretty good. So that means we'll probably have it in the Guardians movie too. But, yeah, I'm trying to think what else there is. I probably could have wrote this stuff down. I didn't want to bother, because I kind of want to save this stuff for other people to watch, too. But I'm trying to think of what else there really is. I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I guess we do need to talk about, probably one of the saddest backstories, in DreamWorks history. I don't know about it in general, but in DreamWorks history. And that's, that tiger guy, I'm trying to remember his name, we'll just call him the German tiger guy, like Alex says. But he actually had a very, very sad backstory. Apparently he used to be before he had to get talked back into it, but for a while there, he was very grumpy because, he had a horrible backstory. Like, God, it is freaking sad and depressing what happened to him. Like, it's depressing. what happened was he took too many risks, and I think he went through hoops and all that, and I probably could use him to unlock some doors, if you forget some keys or something, right? But yeah, he can literally go through the keyholes and holes and rings and all that, but he went too far by lighting the hoop on fire, and he got burnt. He basically pushed it too far and got burnt. And unfortunately, he lost his fur. He lost his wife, which the wife apparently, I guess, went off with a musician, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, that's kind of sad though. But he also lost his, he lost basically everything. He even lost his emotions. He basically became grumpy, and it's very sad when you watch it. It is very depressing and sad, and I feel very bad for this character. Luckily, Alex was there to help him, cheer him up, and all that. So that's good. But that's just depressing, I mean, I've had a rough life in the past. I can understand that, growing up was not easy, but, but I still say, you do have some people that will support you and all that, and that's what Alex, did. Alex and his friends supported, his friend, that, and that's what my friends do too. They support me, so that's what we need, friends. But yeah, I will say it's definitely a very sad, thing and all that. But I don't know. I think I'm pretty much about done here. I don't know what else there is. I mean, there was some other stuff I could have probably pointed out too. I could think of, but I don't know. I'm trying to think what else there was. Oh yeah, I do want to say too. I do like there's a moment where they were like they were in this car scene too, which also was a very good, opening too, and all that, like was part of the opening and all that, and they're like outrunning the Blah and all that, and the cops, and King Julien falls off, and Release basically is smiling as he thinks he's dead, and then he's not smiling anymore. So that's pretty funny too. But it's pretty funny seeing all that, but yeah, I don't know, but I think that's pretty much about really all I want to say here, because this video is already a lot longer than I wanted it to be. It gets way longer, but there's a lot of stuff to talk about in this movie. Compared to the last one I did, this one has a lot of things to talk about. But yeah, I don't know, but I'm probably going to go ahead before I let the video go. I do want to get out of a comment question. So a comment question for today is, or this video I should say, is, my comment question is what is your favorite Madagascar movie? Like which one do you guys like? Out of all three of them, which one do you guys like the most? I figured I would do one with this because this is not as predictable as Kung Fu Panda and Shrek and all that. So I wanted to kind of do this one. Because I see a lot of different answers here. For me, I don't know. For me, I don't know what I would say. I would say either the second one or the third one. It's really hard to decide. I think they're both really good movies. The third one I don't really like how they don't have Alex's parents in it. I wish they were in it. At the beginning of the movie before they took off. Maybe they could have, if they don't want to replace the voice actor, maybe they could have at least, have, Alex's dad, I could have rather have had him had a sound-alike voice actor than anything else, but if they didn't want to do that, they could have at least had him in the movie, and his wife sitting there, and they could have waved off. That could have been nice, but and all that. And I think the whole bear scene with Julian's kind of annoying, but that's like only a couple of scenes and all that. It doesn't take away from the movie. And the second movie I had a problem with you know, the whole zebra thing with Marty and Alex and all that. But I think though, I don't know which one's better. I think they're both really good movies. I might say that the Escape to Africa might be my favorite, but I don't know. Because I think the villain in this movie is much better than the one in the second movie. In the second movie, he was a good villain too, but I just like how crazy this woman is and how obsessed she is with getting to Alex. It's pretty funny and all that, but I like her demise too as well. Now the old lady too in this movie does not appear from the second and first movie. The one that, you know, beat up Alex and all, where they had a punching match and all that, and they kicked each other's asses. That was pretty funny, but yeah, she doesn't appear in this movie either. But I will say though, but this movie's still really good. I've heard some people say they don't care for it a lot because it gets kind of slow, but I don't know. I think they do a pretty good job. Like, I think they do a pretty good job, like, keeping up with the movie and all that. Like, yeah, I will say the beginning part is a lot more entertaining but I will say they do have characters I like, and I do like how they have the little fireworks song, which originally I thought this movie introduced it, but apparently no, it came out in 2010, so it came out 2 years earlier. But this movie did come out in like 2012 and all that. But yeah, apparently the music and all that was yeah, they had like the music and all that, you know, in it. So yeah, but I do like the little scene where we see all the characters performing on stage. It's pretty nice, and I don't know. I just don't get what people are saying when they say the movie is just boring at the end of the part. But maybe people just have different taste than me. I don't know. But I will say I think maybe the second one might be my favorite. But let me know down in the comments below. And sorry if the video is long. I just had a lot to talk about in this video. Anywho, see you guys later. Bye bye.